What's going on, NBA fans? Welcome back to another episode of NBA Central. On today's episode, I'm here to let y'all know the MVP race is over. Y'all remember VC? It's over. Y'all already know. I'm going to talk about it in a little bit more right after this.
Thank you for tuning in to the number one place for your basketball fix, NBA Central, hosted by the Cognac Boys.
All right, now, y'all. So, welcome to NBA Central. If you like what you're listening to today, go ahead, hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. But I'm here to tell all y'all the MVP race is over. It's over. VC, we got Joel Embiid, in my mind, in my opinion, locking up the MVP trophy. And I think it has to happen. That's just pretty much me. If you're looking at the race pretty much came down to two people, with some people throwing Giannis into the mix. But in my mind, it was really just between Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid, the two big men holding it down for the big man in the NBA, definitely doing that thing. You got the narrative that was behind Joker. This guy can win 3 in a row, the first time since Larry Bird. And then you had the narrative behind Joel Embiid, who a lot of people felt like he deserved it last year, making the case that he definitely deserves it this year. And I'm here to tell you, Joel Embiid has locked it up. He locked up his first MVP. Honestly, I'm not a voter. It can really go any way if we keeping it a buck. It can really go any way. But I believe Joel Embiid is the MVP. Joel Embiid this season leads the league in scoring with 33 points per game, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. Hey, and my man on the season got 112 blocks. So he doing his thing, and we already know what he brings to the game. The guy, go ahead, he can score from all 3 levels on the basketball court, and then on the flip side, he can defend his tail off. And the good thing is that he's been relatively healthy all season long to go ahead and strengthen his case, at least by saying, hey, you can't knock my MVP case just because I missed games. Yes, he sat out some games, but it's not like it's not as many games as he sat out in years past. So that's good for his case. And then you definitely leading the scoring, and you doing it on the defensive side. And your team at one point was a second seed, but now you officially going to more than likely finish as the 3rd seed. Hey, you still got to give kudos to that, because now if you're looking at everything that all matters into the MVP conversation, he's winning, he's defending, he's a great defender, and he's putting up the numbers to support the case. He's leading the league in scoring as a center. You know what I'm saying? It has happened before, but in my mind, from recent memory, it's been a long time since a center has led the league in scoring. So I believe it's locked up with Joel Embiid. But if we're looking at any other the other candidates, I would say Giannis. Yes, you always got to consider Giannis, and you always got to put him in the conversation, because to a lot of people, he's the best player in the world. But you still have to consider where his team is right now. They're the number 1 seed in the East with the best record in the NBA and the numbers supported. You know what I'm saying? So, but you already know when it comes down to these things that the narrative leads all. And a lot of people, they probably just say, hey, we're tired of Giannis, just kind of like how they do with Michael Jordan or LeBron James or any other MVP that goes back to back. So that's pretty much what typically happens. But now if we're looking at Joker, his case, I believe at one point Joker was the front runner at one point, but then he started to tail off. I think that if correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that in March that these guys had like a 4-game losing streak, or a 4 or 5 game losing streak. It was either in February or March. Can't really remember right now, but we good. We're gonna keep chugging. But Joker, he went in, and just recently, in their last 5 games, the Nuggets are 1-4. So, along with a crazy losing streak in March, you come out and now you're 1-4 in 5 games, and one of those losses was against the lowly Houston Rockets, in which a game Nikola Jokic only scored 14 points, and they got blown out. You got blown out by the Rockets, and you didn't show up. That extremely hurts the case. Now, I know that some of y'all might listen to me before and say, hey, you did say Embiid hurt his case when he sat out against Joker. I did. I keep it a buck. I did say that. But what doesn't hurt the case as much as Joker's case is that Joel Embiid sat out. He didn't put no numbers. Joker right now is sitting out games. And then when you did play against a team that's at the bottom of the league like the Rockets, you come out and put up 14 points. That's not good enough. And it came out to the point to where the head coach had to come out there and say, hey, my team is soft. If you win the MVP race, your name and soft should not be near each other, should not be in the same proximity. No, you cannot have yourself in that space. And then in that 1-4 out of that 5-game span, you also lost to the Pelicans, who a lot of people believe that you're better than. And then you lost to the Suns twice. I understand that you can lose to them once, but twice, if you trying to make an MVP case, I don't know. Because you seen that after Joel Embiid went against the Boston Celtics, Doc Rivers came out and said the MVP race is over. And I'm here to tell you, I'm here to back him. It's over. But the reason he went up and said that is because Joel Embiid against the Boston Celtics dropped 52 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, and had 2 blocks. And Doc Rivers' reasoning behind him coming out saying that the MVP race is over was simply put because Joel Embiid scored over half the points that they had on the night. Come on. You got to give him. You got to give him. I believe that game sealed it. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we can mention the game against Miami, which that just happened last night. But the numbers were there to support, to say he was not the reason they lost. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but that's just how that's what it came down to, ladies and gentlemen. Joel Embiid locked it up, and that's what it is. Go ahead and get ready for the NBA to announce that Joel Embiid is the new MVP of the NBA. I think Joker, he gave it up by sitting out games and having some bad performances of late. Giannis, I believe he was in the conversation, but I believe that everybody had it down to 2 players. And I believe that second player, Nikola Jokic, just fumbled the ball. So Joel Embiid, you are my NBA MVP. The MVP race is over. All right, y'all. So if y'all like what y'all listening to today, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you want to follow everyone here collectively, go ahead and send us an email at nbacentralshow@gmail.com. If you want to follow everyone, go ahead and hit us up on Twitter at NBA Central Pod. And if you got a hot take to respond to this video or any other videos we drop, send us a text message or a voicemail to a number 773-270-2799. It's another episode of NBA Central. I'm Bobby. I'm out.
Thank you for tuning in to the #1 place for your basketball fix, NBA Central, hosted by the Cognac Boys.